There are some bikes that just hold that much more of a special place in the heart of an enthusiast for what it does for the industry. And what I'm going to be showing you today is the latest avatar of that bike. This here is the 3rd gen KTM 390 Duke, and I'm going to be giving you a quick walk around of everything that is new on this bike. Welcome to the Evo India channel. If you like this video, share it to like-minded enthusiasts, click on that bell icon to stay notified for all things thrill of riding, and do leave your comments down below on what you think of this new KTM 390 Duke. Alright, so let's start with the front end of this bike. That's where you'll see the most radical changes. You have an all-new headlight setup with this similar looking split headlight, but it has got an all-new design, and these DRLs that you see on the side are exclusive to the 390 Duke. Now the 125 and the 250 Duke have the overall same styling, but these DRLs are unique to this bike. Now below that you will see this new wheel. It looks very similar to the ones that were found on the latest RC200 and the RC390, and that's because they are essentially the same wheels. And what's special about these wheels are they have a hollowed out hub center. What that allows KTM to do is reduce the unsprung mass of the motorcycle, which should in turn allow you as the rider to turn into a corner quicker and basically make direction changes with less effort. Now, along with that new wheel, you also have this new disc, which is now mounted on the rim itself rather than on the hub. Now, as we move behind, you will see these new aggressive panels. Now, the 390 Duke was already an aggressive looking motorcycle, and with the new Gen 3 Duke, KTM has turned that aggressive dial to 11 because it's that much sharper and that much more angular in all of the profiles that you view it from. So you have these new shrouds that extend all the way till the bottom, but it doesn't really come in the way of turn-to-turn lock. Now, under these panels is a new 15-liter fuel tank. So the fuel tank capacity has gone up, and now from the rider's point of view, you have a new handlebar and a new instrument cluster setup, and the placement is also slightly different. So the handlebar is exactly under the instrument cluster. Now the instrument cluster is also all new. It's a 5-inch unit, but unlike the previous gen KTM which had a plastic film on top, this is a proper glass panel. So visibility is a lot better. Even under harsh sunlight, it doesn't really reflect or make it difficult to read what's written. The contrast and the brightness of the screen itself is also pretty good. And the entire UI has changed as well, which you'll be seeing on your screen right now. And navigating that UI is via these new switch cubes. So the buttons are much larger and they have an ergonomic function. So they're easier to press when you're using your gloves, and that actually is the case. So it's just very difficult to miss what button you want to press because this is so large and prominent. And even the handlebar, it has a nice feel to it. If you notice these levers, you don't have the circular adjuster, the coin adjuster anymore. You have this new barrel style adjuster which you adjust from the outside. It feels chunky, it feels robust. In fact, this entire motorcycle, the build quality, it feels really strong. It feels well put together, nothing feels flimsy, no moving parts, no rattling. So that is great. Now moving behind, you have a new design for this seat, and the placement and the design of the seat is new because you have a new frame. So this part of the trellis frame has a new mounting on it by way of this new rear subframe. It's a lot more substantial to look at. Everything feels wider, chunkier, and it just feels more robust. So that's a good thing. Now, like I said, this new seat, you have a nice bright orange seat to match the orange color scheme. The same is not there on the blue bike, and honestly, I prefer the looks of the blue bike over this. Which one do you like? Let me know in the comment section below. And then you have this rear end with this redesigned grab rail and a new tail light as well. Now underneath you have the same new wheel that I spoke about. So again, lower unsprung mass. And coming back here for a minute, there are two interesting details I want to get to your notice. One is this monoshock. Now the monoshock is not centered, as you can see, it's offset to the right. That is because there is a larger airbox to go with that new engine. Now this offset monoshock, it really adds to the whole big bike appeal of this motorcycle. Now this bike does look more substantial than the previous 390 Duke, and I quite like that. And if you see the exhaust, it's an underbelly unit just like the 1st gen Duke and like the side slung exhaust of the 2nd gen Duke. Now That exhaust again is mated to what KTM calls a new engine. I can't verify that, but they say it's a new engine, and the displacement has gone up from 372cc to 399cc. Along with that, the stroke figure has also increased ever so slightly, and what that allows KTM to do is extract more power. So this engine, it puts out 44.5 bhp and 39 Newton meters of torque. That's roughly a horsepower and a half and a Newton meter half torque more than before, and that also comes courtesy of this new larger airbox. So performance also should be different. Now, we have ridden this bike, and our first ride review for the bike will be up on 17th September at 10 AM. So stay tuned for that. And in the meanwhile, do let me know what you think of this new design of the KTM 390 Duke, and also which color you would prefer.